16-year-old Ilona Paveluk is describing the moment she returned home to Ukraine. She spent nearly a year and a half locked away, hiding under Russian occupation. The Russians came to their village near the Dnipro River at the start of the invasion last year. She says she couldn't leave the house, not even to the park just outside their home.
I wasn't studying. I haven't finished school. I don't have any documents. So I'm considered a dummy, I guess. I couldn't go anywhere because my father was worried. He said that the Russians could rape me or kill me. There have been such cases.
Her father died of AIDS last month, leaving her and her younger brother Maxim orphans, and making them part of a particularly vulnerable group amid the war. Orphans are the most urgent cases for groups like Save Ukraine, a charity that maintains an underground network inside occupied parts of Ukraine and Russia itself.
Повернути дітей-сиріт набагато складніше.
It is much harder to bring back an orphan child. The Russians assign a legal guardian to them to replace the previous guardian they had on Ukrainian territory. They assign a guardian or place the child into an adoptive family. After that, no possible agreements can work, and it is very hard to get the child back.
President Vladimir Putin claims to have annexed Russian-occupied parts of Ukraine. As a result, Moscow says it has gathered hundreds of thousands of orphans and vulnerable children there, taking them back to Russia. Ukraine says the practice amounts to forced deportation to erase their Ukrainian identity. That's a crime against humanity, something Putin has already been indicted for by the International Criminal Court in The Hague.
I knew I had to leave because they would have taken me to Russia, given me a Russian passport, and sent me to an orphanage. 1 or 2 days after I left, they came to my house, and I wasn't there. What if I had stayed?
Ilona and Maxim were able to escape with the help of Save Ukraine, but the journey wasn't simple. They traveled through Russian-held territory, to Russia itself, then to Belarus, until they finally made it back into Ukraine. Details of the journey are kept confidential to protect activists along the route. The pair are living at the group's hostel in Kyiv until they can sort their paperwork. Then they'll be off to relatives living in Slovakia as a refugee. But for now, Ilona is safe and no longer needs to hide.